Now let us see one point about the disadvantage of data mining. First is the privacy issues. Now, as many people are on social networking websites and there is a huge increase in online shopping and other online activities, a large amount of data is generated every day and stored for analysis. Now, as it is, we know that data warehouse is voluminous, but then with the growing demand of networking websites, e-commerce websites, purchasing, all these activities, online activities are growing tremendously. So large amount of data is also generated and they are stored for future analysis. The companies are even collecting data whenever they have a new customer or when an existing customer buys a product. So whenever a business is acquired by any other company, all personal information it owns is then given to that company, which may sell or leak this information. According to American Express, according to an news article, American Express has sold the details of the credit card purchases made by their customers. So now this is something which should be kept confidential or private, but this has been sold off or leaked. This is one problem of data mining. Next, come to the next term, that is security issues. That is also a very big disadvantage. It is a very big issue. Businesses store a lot of information about their employees and customers. This information includes personal details such as PAN, Aadhaar number, credit card number, birthday, salary and address. Now all this data must be kept very safely. We often hear about hackers accessing the dealing and stealing the data of customers from big corporations like Ford Motor Credit Card Company, Sony, and recently even from Indian banks. So US presidential polls in the year 2016 was said that it was to be manipulated. Hence, we need to first find out or understand that is with so much personal and financial information available, identity theft is becoming a very big problem. So this security aspect is a major limitations of data mining. Now, misuse of information or inaccurate information. So information collected through data mining for ethical purposes can also be misused. If unethical people are used or can be used to discriminate against a group of people, so this information will be used by those unethical people. So data mining techniques are not perfectly accurate. If these inaccurate results are used for decision making, then the business in turn will have to face serious consequences. Next part is an overwhelming amount of data. A large amount of data is collected for any data mining systems. But then the main problem that arises during data collection is that the amount of data collected becomes overwhelming. So the second problem is some of the data may be irrelevant or even inaccurate. Therefore, it is very much required to limit the data in some way and also to ensure that the collected data is cleaned or corrected before being used by the data mining techniques. And the last point should be, it is very difficult to use because any data analytics software are difficult to operate and requires more user to have knowledge based mining. So it is a very big challenge. So these points are actually a big challenge in the applications of data mining techniques, and these are also some disadvantages. Now, as we are talking about all this huge amount of data, we have also come to a topic or term named as big data. Now, what is big data? From the term big, you can understand it is vast. Big means big, not small. Means nominal amount of data is not called big data. Big data is something which requires a huge amount of storage space, huge process of collecting, organizing them. All this involves in big data. So, let's come to the term big data. Big data analytics is actually the process of collecting, organizing, and analyzing large sets of data called big data. So in a short form, in a nutshell, you can say huge amount of data or large sets of data is called big data, and they are used to discover patterns and other useful information. It can help organizations to better understand that information contained within the data. Now, big data analysis will allow users to evaluate or to find out large volumes of transaction data. Now, transaction data means whatever data is being generated during any transaction, and other data sources that traditional systems would not be able to handle. So, big data is a term used for analyzing data sets whose size or type is beyond the ability of traditional relational database to capture, manage and process with less delay. Now, these special features of data sets used in big data analytics include high volume, that is large amount, high velocity, that means always changing, or high variety. High variety means different types of data. We can have audio data, video data, image data, text data, so different types of data. Now, this data comes from sensors, devices, video, audio, networks, log files, transactional applications, web and social media. So much of this data is generated in real time and on a very large scale. So analyzing this big data will allow data scientists or business users to make better and faster decisions using data that was previously inaccessible or unusable. Big data analytics use advanced analytics techniques such as text mining, data mining, machine learning, predictive analysis, forecasting, data optimization, and natural language processing, also known as NLP. Now, these processes are separate, but they are integrated for high performance analytics. Some special sophisticated tools are used for big data analytics. Big data analytics outperforms data warehousing as it can handle large amount of unstructured and semi-structured data efficiently. Moreover, data warehouses may not be able to handle the processing demands posed by sets of big data that are updated frequently or even continually. So that is not possible in data warehouse, so which is possible with big data. This is especially important because in case of real-time data on stock trading or analyzing the online activities of any website visitors or the performance of mobile applications, so this is done in case of big data. Now, some technology which uses big data are Hadoop, MapReduce, NoSQL databases, etc. Now, what could be the benefits of big data? Cost reduction. That means this helps to give significant cost advantage when it comes to storing large amounts of data. The data can be analyzed to identify more efficient ways of doing business. Secondly, faster and better decision making. Because of the speed at which new data sources and types of data can be analyzed, businesses are able to analyze information immediately and make decisions based on what they have learned. So this is one big benefit of big data. Now, in case of new products and services, the ability to map the customer needs and their satisfaction through this analysis gives customers exactly what they want. So with the help of big data, we can find out exactly what the customers' needs are and with what they are satisfied. So therefore, businesses that are using big data analytic techniques, they can meet the customers' needs. So in a short, we can say big data analysts typically want the knowledge that comes from analyzing the data. So where all big data can be applied, that is applications of big data can do the main things, many things. For example, they can decode human DNA in minutes. They can predict where terrorists plan to attack, determine which gene is most likely to cause certain diseases, determine the ads a user is most likely to respond to any social media network like Facebook, etc. Then some other companies, they can find out the records of customers from 2.5 billion records of its customers for analysis. So these are the various places or the various ways where big data can be analyzed. So this much of big data is included in your portion, because if you want to go into big data is a very good topic for research purpose. So there is a lot of work to be done in big data. So as of now, till this much is required in big data, and by this topic of big data we complete the syllabus of unit 2, that is your DBMS database management system. So from next theory class I'll be doing that IT Act probably, and in between I might give you some MCQ questions on DBMS. So please go through any textbook and follow the audio and video which I have uploaded, and I hope there will be no such problem. So if you are well versed with it, there should be no problem in attempting the questions on from DBMS.